I remember before, it was like trial and error. It's like, is it good? No. How about now? No. How about a little? It's like go up, and then, but now I got it. Tight. Okay. Word. I think for this, we're actually gonna start out with the intro. Now that it's like in my mind, because I'm like, it's gonna be.
I definitely think that. Yes.
I feel like if we make an intro now, we can just use it for the rest. But then again, I don't know. It's like because it's like a 50-50 with podcasts if they have intros or not.
Well, just introducing whatever it is, probably, and then it'll just be a standard. We got to come up with, I want either a song or a beat, whatever that's going to be. But intro is always have to change because it's always something different. And when we start having guests and have to introduce them.
Yeah, that's going to be like.
Yeah, I don't want to have welcome to Breakers Bread, blah, 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 and then we go into, now today on.
Yeah.
And the 5 to 7 minute excerpts, like I've seen those so many times that's the way you get most of your information.
Yeah,
somebody gonna sit down and actually listen or look at the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. So. Like the Joe Rogan podcast. There's like the 5 and the 15-minute ones.
Exactly.
Out of like the 2 hours of stuff that happens. Yeah, it's a lot.
But sometimes, those elements that's in there that you see for 5 or 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever it is, it make you go back and look at the whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah,
you're like,
I was like, what? Because some podcasts and some interviews I've seen in pieces, and then I go and find the entire thing. And I'm like, because some things come up and then you don't know what led into them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's like, how did you get to that?
Yes. So that's why I like what's the first we feast, the chicken wing thing.
Oh, with the
I like that. Last Dab, I think it is.
Yeah, Last Dab.
Yep.
Man,
I like that. I like that podcast. That YouTube show.
Yeah. If I could do something like that, I definitely would. Which is so funny because it's literally like the name of the podcast is Breakers of Bread, but like I feel like there's so many different things that fall under the umbrella of what it could be that it's like, because it's just a plethora, but
yes,
it's ideas. Ideas are great. They're great. And I feel like I need to scoot over actually. I remember exactly where the camera was and like in the whatchamacallit. And I was like, I'm not being safe right now. Now I'm safe. All right, bet. Okay. Well, welcome to the Breakers of Bread podcast. We're your hosts, Detavius the Black.
Jay Wilkins.
Yeah, this is great. This is a great day.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah, it's the funny thing was when I was like thinking of which of the two subjects, I was like, dang, this is gonna kind of be interesting because they're both really great. But
we gonna timestamp these on a thing since this is like the first official, like we got the camera and all that.
Yeah, this is season 2. Oh,
yes.
We could.
So wait, I'm back at work. I'm back on my regular schedule. So everybody that is able to eventually see this and know what it looks like, this is me coming off the day and going into the mid, and tomorrow we'll talk about the other topic.
That's good.
So that's why I was like, do I want to do it? Because I am tired. But I figured that we would get this one in and we wouldn't have to do 2 tomorrow because I have overtime on Tuesday.
Ooh,
so,
yeah.
Which isn't bad. We could have still did it, but this is the time lapse of what we talk about and how alert I would be.
Yeah.
After I do this, eat, take a nap, get up, go to work, and then come back tomorrow for whatever we talk about then.
Yeah, so, I'm down for that.
Yes, definitely.
It's weird being, I guess, because this is
the first day of the time falling back. Daylight savings time. I keep my body feel like it's 4:30.
Yeah, I'm looking
at it. I'm like, I looked in the car on my way to work this morning, and it said like 4:47. Yeah, it had to be like 5:47, somewhere around there, 5:40.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. The car said 6:40, and I was like, I'm late because I'm on a 62.
Yeah.
I said, I'm late. Then I looked at my watch, and it said 5:40. I'm like, oh man, the time went back, and I missed it. I missed the whole. I wish I would. I hope they get rid of that. I can't wait today.
Arizona doesn't even do it. I'm like, y'all are lucky because there's no. I mean, shout out to the farmers in the world, but I feel like they do. They do it with them. That's it.
And it's not. Anyway, I don't even want to get into daylight savings time. Why it's not relevant for us anymore.
It's not practical.
It's not. No.
But I think actually I wanted to go with the one on the top because
okay, all right,
yeah, I think especially because like seeing you now, like as you're tired, and then I had a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday. I feel like it definitely like there's a good enough content for like
almost definitely. Yeah, I have so well. I don't even know how to get this is two topics. Let's break it down. Two. The first one, and we'll leave the one for tomorrow.
Yes.
So our topic for the night is how often do you check up on your friends in your inner circle?
Yes.
How often do you check in or check up on and who you're responsible to in your camp? My camp is always, for me, that's the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't get any more ground floor than that.
Yeah.
Because that branches out into so much other things that if that's not strong, then how are you going to survive?
Yes.
Because I was going to go with how you're going to build and get, and that's always the thing of any empire. You're just trying to get your empire bigger, your circle, but it's hard to build, a circle, but you're trying to keep everything in a period. Yeah. Like it can't, I want that would be nice, ideal. But to have so many, like I didn't think when I was younger, I didn't think having 4 children was a lot. You know what I mean? Because it's 4 people. You know more than 4 people.
Okay.
But when you're taking care of 4 people, it's different.
It's all in different age groups.
It's all different. So you have to, it has to be a constant thing. Mm-hmm. And I'll take this to the foundation of air traffic. You have a scan. And one thing I learned as a young air traffic controller that your scan has to be constant. Yeah. It has to be whatever way you methodically put everything into that focus, whether you do it clockwise, counterclockwise, in quadrants, north to south, south to north, whatever it was, you gravitate to it, you find out what you like, and then you constantly do it. Yeah. It's a constant thing. And that goes to how often do you do it? All the time, as much as you can. I'm not saying that you won't miss things and, you haven't talked to this person, but it has to be a constant rotation of information between you two. So, and when I say you two, and I'm saying to you in a group, to you one-on-one, to a group of you. Mm-hmm. So you have to exchange information in order to, and have disagreements. Yeah. In order to grow. You know what I mean? Because if you talk to somebody, and you have to have rules, you know what I mean? That this is what we're going to talk about, and this is how we're going to talk about it. If it's going to be a what's up, or it's going to be a face-to-face. So, how often should you? That's right off the bat. I think constantly, as much as you possibly. And when I say constantly, the only thing I mean is as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
So you will be connected.
Yes.
You know, especially, you know, your inner circle. If they feeling something, you should be able to feel that. Good, bad, or indifferent. And when I say you should be able to have a relationship that is unbreakable.
Yeah.
And I know things they say it's a shatterproof or resistant, shatter resistant. When I say unbreakable, I mean with that, whatever's in that relationship that you have with that person, they should be brave enough, or it should be a point inside of there where you should be comfortable enough and trusting enough and caring enough that they can talk to you about the things that they don't like about you.
Yes.
Or the things that they don't like that you do or whatever, and it's not going to risk the relationship.
It's like, oh man.
Like, okay, why would you say I don't care anything about you? Why would you say that to me?
Yeah.
You know, why would you feel that? Why would you be? And within that, one rule would be, if you have a problem with me, come to me. I should be the first one. Don't go venting off to other people. Come to me. And that goes to the trust and bravery you can have. Because sometimes telling someone something that you don't like about them, people can be apprehensive. But if you do not practice it, then it's always going to be hard and avoidable. It's like decisions. Good, bad, right or wrong, as long as you make one.
Yes.
The worst decision
is no decision.
Exactly. So you letting the world choose something for you. You letting something choose something for you.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing. You can't choose. No, I'd rather just lock me up then. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let you choose for me anyway. You know what I mean? So, the more you make those decisions, the more you go into that quote unquote fire, you know, you're going to be used to the heat. And then after a while, when you become, you know, a professional at it, you'll welcome it.
Yeah.
You'll expect it. It will be something that you know at the end will make you stronger or make you grow.
Yeah.
And some of the worst fights with your best friend, some of the worst drag out fights made y'all much closer than any good time that you ever had with them in any party, an epic moment. Those moments where you felt going in and inside of it, everything was gonna burn down. Yeah. And that person, you can't even believe you spent this much. Like, I wasted my life with you. I'm bothered.
Oh God.
Yes.
So I'd rather be dead.
Yes.
I'd rather be dead.
Yes. Yes.
It's ridiculous.
This is ridiculous. So definitely, you know, we don't do enough of checking in with each other. I lost some people, some close people. Like one of my homeboys was just telling me about somebody, and I was like, you know, the thing about it, I was like, hey fam, whatever you over there doing and to make me not talk to you or whatever whatever happened, on everything, I swear on Almighty, I hope you get everything you want. You can be as successful as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you around me. Your success is for me, actually. I'm greedy like that. Because I don't want something to happen where you got to come holler at me. Because you're not doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And you good. And whatever you accomplishing, you're accomplishing. And for me not to talk to you, I may be brass and abrasive, but if I love you, I love you. You're my people. You get all the crazy. You get tickets to the crazy show. But if you out, I'm good. Because I don't have, like I said, I'm not an on the fence person.
Yeah.
So that's again going back how often you check up on your circle. You know, I get at people.
Yeah.
I got at one of my friends. I got at Tiff. Yep. I was like, yo, fam, I'm not. She said something because she's supposed to come hang the pictures up. And she said something. I'm like, yo, I don't want to talk about that. I'm calling because I ain't seen you. What's the deal? I know she dealing with Donovan and all that. And you know, I got to call him back, but I holler at him. You know what I'm saying? So it's fam. And you know, when you show up for people like that,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They'll show up for you.
Yeah.
And it's not hard to check on your circle. It wasn't when you found out we was going to Tampa. He in Tampa? Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We going.
It's right. He in the state?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, when we going?
How we getting there? What's up? Clear the schedule. We go because that's easy. You know what I'm saying? That's easy to check up. And when you don't want to do that, when you're avoiding somebody in your circle like that, it's something wrong.
Yeah, something's going on.
Something going on that you have to avoid them. So come to them, let them know. Look, I'm your people. I love you to death. And put it out there. Like, this is what I want. Look, I can't function at this level. So I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And it goes for the other way too. If I'm talking at you greasy and you talking at me greasy, then we treating each other like we treat them. Mm-hmm. So that can't happen. So no, when you in there, you 100.
Yeah.
All the way. If I'm not, watch out, because you know, apex predator. I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm hunting. Yeah, I'm sorry, not sorry, but you know what I'm saying. It sound good. But I know people out there, and I see it every day. I know they out to get me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I don't know that anymore.
Yeah,
you know,
like I'm aware.
I'm aware, and before I used to feel bad about that part of me. I'll be like, oh man, you know, that would be somebody I'm.
Is that outside?
I think that's outside.
Oh, okay, I was like, because I thought it was the printer, and then I was like, no, because nothing ain't printing. Anyway,
you know, I know that they are. I see it every day.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, I used to feel bad, and now I don't.
Yes,
because I gave that up. You know, because it's not my responsibility for how they feel about me. Mm-hmm. It's my responsibility how I feel about myself.
Yeah.
And how I feel about people. This is my thing. If you get angry at something, that's absolutely your fault, because either you gave somebody power enough to make you angry, or you didn't control your own emotions in the situation, or you wasn't honest. Like somebody took, like I tell everybody, man, it's the truth sting at first. And when you calm down and be able to rationally listen and think about it, even if it's not the truth, which that's a different zip up bag. But if it is the truth, it's gonna sting a bit, but it don't make it less than the truth. Mm-hmm. And why would you always have to ask the question, why is somebody saying something like that?
Yeah.
Like, so my question now, I'm on my soapbox and I can stay up here. Man, this is so. How often in your circle do you believe that you need to at this stage?
Yeah.
How often do you think you need to, and how often do you do it?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yes.
I hope like in between these, the people who listen ask themselves this before they even like continue on. It's like whether you want to take a pause break or you just want to like.
This is one of them. Go through it, and you need to marinate on that question.
Yeah, like write that down for later.
And ask yourself, like, be honest too.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to tell anybody. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you, because some people are like that. They're unable or unwilling to, speak some things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's whatever it is. They can express it in in a different way in drawings or in music or in art. You know what I mean? Whatever it is in theater. But some people keep it.
Yeah.
You know, and to themselves too.
Yeah. That's
you would see something and you'd be like, well, what is that? That's nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They would keep it on hold. But you know, how often at this stage where you are right now, how often do you think you need to check in with your inner circle and your friends and your people?
Yeah.
And then honestly, how often are you able to do it?
I think like, and it's one of those where like different people have different, you know, they occupy different spaces, so they're going to require different attention. But I think if I go through the month and I didn't check up on everybody at least like twice, I think I did like a pretty bad job, because it's like, you know, there's like three to 4 weeks in a month, depending on the month and whatnot. And kind of going through that when I have the opportunity and I don't, whatever I'm doing, whether it's like I'm working on just different stuff, or like I'm in the middle of a shoe, or I'm just with family or something like that, and I don't really set like a side note, like it definitely does impact the rest of the month. Because I'll ask them later and I'll be like, oh, what's been going on? They're like, oh my God, so much. And I'm like,
wow, yeah.
I'm okay, let's unload this. But other friends go through something like every day. So I have to ask them pretty much like every other day or every 3 days, like, hey, how are you all right? But it's I think it's different from other friends because I know that they're pretty tough. And it's like, it's one of those things where I don't know if they're tough because people don't ask them more, or if they're tough just because they're just like, nah, this is like, I can take this. Like, if you don't ask me, I'm not going to get pressed. But I know that I should be asking my friends at least like twice a month. And some of them, well, I would say all of my friends usually get back to me. I think that sometimes like it takes them a little longer than others. Like, you know, it's like,
most definitely.
I get a message like 3 days later. It's like, oh, I'm doing good. It's like, I hope so.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm glad that you're at least alive. But yeah, it's, I think I should definitely be checking up on them more. Because a lot of my friends go through a lot. So it's like, it's weird. Right. And it's like, I wouldn't even say like now, like some people, like I'll be looking through like just the interwebs and just hearing chatter, and I'll hear things and I'm like, that's not anything. And especially from like when I hear older people talk about like problems and like the
real life, Joe.
And it's like, and then I hear something, I'm like, that's nothing. Like you're what?
So this is my thing about that. And that goes with experience.
Yeah.
And situation. Because whatever problem they have, it's the biggest thing in the world at that time. And so the next biggest thing in the world comes up. They have not, your biggest thing in the world might be totally different and is totally different from their biggest thing in the world.
Yes.
Even if they feel like they did something to you and it was the most heinous, oh my God, I get my into my face. So, I, with everything, try to, as much as I can, prioritize.
Mm-hmm.
The only example I can think of and give right now is me and everybody. Okay, no, let me back up. Me and Carson and I. Carson has a hangnail, and you in here and you don't have no batteries in the PlayStation, the cable out.
Oops.
I'm gonna go check out this hangnail, homie. But Carson get a hangnail and I run out here and you done stubbed your toe and broke it. Well, my priorities have changed.
It's just like,
But Carson's hangnail was still important.
Yes.
It just was less important than what I was doing at the time that you broke your toe.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a priorities type thing.
Yeah.
What that priority becomes the situation and what I have to deal with on top of everything. That's why I'm like, I'm better when I am awake, when I'm not sleepy.
When it's just like,
yes,
okay,
when I can focus. If I'm sleepy, especially if I'm asleep, then I believe my body needs it. That's why all of my phone stuff is silent. Because if I fall asleep, that's the last thing I'm going to wake up to is an emergency.
Yeah, it's like,
it's already bad enough when like you oversleep and I don't hear my alarm and I never get myself together. I get myself together enough to get out and get moving, but praying that I ain't tear nothing up, I cut everything off, I didn't leave anything, you know what I mean? It's I don't like that at all. So I am not going to be any more good in my mind, sleepy and waking up from a dead sleep than when I pick that phone up and find out something has happened.
Yeah.
Because I'm right on it, just if I would have found out when I was sleeping.
Yeah.
Priorities.
Be all discombobulated and stuff like that.
Going with the checking up on your peoples and being available to them.
Yeah.
Priorities. I'm available to you at my waking hour, whatever that looks like. If it's 3:00 in the morning and I'm awake for you.
Sometimes I'm not 100% and I'm not available. And it's because I'm like, I want to remain here for a while. I don't want to be available to take in other stuff. It's like, you wouldn't put mail in a slot or you wouldn't put items in a space that's full. Like, it's
not gonna fit.
Yeah, you're like, and so, and I think that people don't have boundaries because of friendships.
Yes.
And it's sad to say that because it's like, oh man, like, you're my friend, you're supposed to. I'm like, I'm your friend, I'm not your therapist.
Yeah. And I'm like, yes. Okay. You would do anything for your friend. And then, but you know what killed me? This definitely kills me. So again, that's that inner circle. You talk to them enough and you hear, tell me if you heard this. But it's me. I'm asking you. It's me. I'm me. It's me, dog. Me?
We go way back.
Yes. Why would you do, first of all, first and foremost, you asked, by you asking, it is a question.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, however you look at it, it's a yes or no question.
Pretty much.
Why you get upset when I say no?
Yeah, it's like...
And why are you upset? Because just like you, that's me. Why would you do that to me? Why would you make me feel guilty that I can't do something for you for whatever reason I have?
Yeah. Because like, what if I agreed to it and then you got the information, you're like, this was terrible. This is not what I needed. It's like hiring an iPhone photographer to do it's like hiring an amateur photographer to do a professional's job and then getting upset that the amateur didn't do a good job. And it's like, but you
knew what you was getting. Exactly. You knew it lock, stock, and barrel.
Yeah.
You knew exactly what you were getting.
There's some people that I like 100% throw myself into where I'm like, nah, like if you need someone to talk to, like I will do everything I can any day of the week. Cause some people are just like that. But there's some people where I'm like, yeah, we gotta, I need a time limit that you can mentally think of for how much time that you like take, not from me, but just like in general, because
how much I spend on you.
Yeah. Cause I think that, like it gets to a point where it has to feel like I remember the day that I felt like I was complaining to my friends too much and I just stopped. And I told him, I was like, I'm not complaining anymore. And I try my best not to, but like the counter for that is that I hold a lot of things in, but that's why I want a therapist. I was like, I want a therapist so I can talk to them. I want to talk to y'all. Cause like y'all don't deserve to hear like these things. Like, yes, you want to know, like people like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm doing pretty good. I'm all right. They're like, oh, and I feel like they're kind of like, they're wanting some, like just something that's like, not in a way that's like to hear that I'm doing bad, but it's like, I want to talk about some of your problems. I want you to trust me. It's like, I trust you. Trust me. I trust you enough to know. I trust myself to know that if
I'm good.
Yeah. Cause it only takes one straw to break the camel's back and it's done. So
I read, and this is one of my favorite quotes, and I can't remember who said it or where Pinterest. I know it came from someplace on, and it said, be careful who you vent to.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm pretty sure I would probably see that in like an Instagram caption. TBH.
Just be careful who you vent. My mother used to say, go out to the graveyard and talk to this tombstones because they never talk back.
And if they do,
it's a bigger problem.
I think
a bigger problem.
I noticed that some people I think some people get comfortable with people and they stop checking in on them.
Yes, very much so. I believe so.
I was talking with a friend of mine last night and I asked him, I said, how often do people reach out and just ask like, how can they be praying for you? And he's like, honestly, not often, like really ever. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, he's like, yeah, it doesn't happen that much. Like it just, and like we sat there and we talked about it for a while and I was like, oh dang. And then, you know, because I would ask other people and it was kind of the same reply and it was like, yeah, not really that often. And I'm like, I feel, and it just kind of got me thinking and I was like, you would think that the people that are closest to you, whether close friends or associates or whatnot, would, you know, they would check up, you know.
Exactly. But
no, it's usually always the people that are closest are the ones that are just, especially if they see you all the time, which if I don't see my friends, like I like to check up on them like a good bit or at least try. But when people see each other all the time, it's like, oh, they're probably doing good. So I don't really have to ask, but I'm like, no, you should ask anyway. You just never know. Like you just, I can count. I could probably, I don't think I could count on my fingers how many times I would ask someone like, hey, how you doing? And the next thing you know, it's like, I didn't expect your guts to be on the floor, but all right.
Famo, yes. You be like, oh man. 2 times that happened to me. Twice. I came in on some, not wanting anything heavy, just coming in on a joking matter. Like, not the joking about what was being said, but coming in jovial.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like I didn't even knock on open or have the key to Pandora's box, but it opened right there. And I'm like, wait a minute. No.
What?
But you in it.
Yeah. It's like,
oh man. So
well, I'm here now.
Yes, and now you got to put on your thinking hat, and just switch up everything.
I'm like,
hey, I hope you ain't have a couple drinks, but now you sober. If you came over to be chilling, no, absolutely not. This is not that evening.
No, it is like, oh man,
yeah,
it's crazy because you're like, the only reaction to that I could give, I'm like in my mind, I'm like, what do they want me to say? But then like other times it's like, I don't want to say like, dang, that's crazy. Cause then it's going to be like, oh, wow, that's all you have to say. But I'm like, what am I going to say? Like, this is a lot to process. Like, I got like a saga. Like,
so this is my, when you checking on your inner circle like that, and it's something that you need to address at the time, you have to be able to slow the situation down.
Yes.
And meaning start asking questions, because people like to, and I used to be guilty of this. Everything would be happening so fast. And then I get to, either my person when I was when I was younger, I couldn't say young, but when I was younger was my mom. I talked to my mom about a lot of stuff. And then, of course, I spent a ton of time with Toya, so I talked to her a lot. And I can remember back in the day, like I would be talking and all of a sudden I'd be in the middle of whatever it was. They'd be like, wait, what? They'd be like, wait, did you just have like a conversation and then came in the middle? Because I don't know what you're saying. So I say that to say, ask questions so you can understand what is being said.
Yes.
And if they even know what's going on. Because sometimes the person that's have the problem don't know or not telling you what the actual problem is.
Finish a whole like 20-30 minute TED talk. You'd be like, so what's the issue? It's like, I just told no. You gave me the guns, the grenades, the cannons, the ships, the planes. You gave me everything except why the war started and what you're even fighting for. Like, what's going on? I think that is a sign that they don't have people who check in on them enough, because they're just like, it's like when you hear rambling, you're just like, you don't talk to that many people, do you? Or people don't ask, because if you did, a lot more would be straightened out. And if you do talk to people, you must have a lot going on if you still are that, or you're just prolonging something. Like, you know the solution, you just don't want to like take that solution and But yeah, people like they ramble, and then it's just like, hey, you okay? Like, you're rambling right now. There's like, I'm just going through a lot. I'm like, I could tell. I could definitely tell. But then there's also like people don't want to get therapists because then they're like labeled as crazy. I'm just like,
what have? Do people still have that? Really?
Yeah, it's like,
man, that's the best thing since sliced bread. I wish I would have known about that a lot. Right now, I wish I was more consistent, because I'm looking for a therapist right now, and it is one of the greatest, in my opinion, for what I've used them for and what I've had an unbiased ear to listen.
Yeah, it's different.
It's a different animal in there. So definitely, I always, at the minimum, if you can't find a professional, find something or someone to talk to. Yeah. Even if it's a recording of yourself, or if it's out in the woods and, it's something to me. It's something in the release of being able to talk something out. Sometimes you don't need anybody. You don't even need your therapist. They're just a professional, unbiased ear, in my opinion. Yeah. And you'll work something out on your own. You know what I mean? You'll talk yourself through it. They'll ask you a couple questions to get you so why do you say that? Or why do you think that?
It's like, well, it's probably because of this. Like, okay.
So
it's like, I just solved my own problem. I paid you for.
Yes. So definitely, and knowing yourself and the position that you play inside the circle, play to your strengths and know others' strengths if you can. Yeah. Educate yourself and read. Definitely. That's a way. Oh, thinking about this. A way to get your circle closer is to share something. Yeah. As far as a book or even if it's just a show or a movie, everybody got a line or whatever it is. It's always the ability to link and talk about something. Yeah. To have something in common. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, it's really cool.
When you start doing the same things and somebody in your circle doesn't exactly like to do that certain thing. Like, for instance, all of you like to read. for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But some people don't like to read as much as others, but they like books.
Yeah.
Like half of y'all want a paperback versus a hardcover versus Audible.
That's an audiobook.
Yeah, versus a Kindle. Some people like actual page turning.
Yeah. Other people like, I just prefer electronic.
Yeah, yep.
And I was like, I can't even, like, I just talk to me. I don't even read it.
Yeah. So anyway, you can get that camaraderie. Lack of a better term.
Yeah. Or it's funny because even like hiking and stuff like that, some people, I don't understand why. Like, this is one of the things that I feel like everyone needs to have at least one outdoor activity that they do. And it's like, it's funny because people will be like, you're only saying that because you do outdoor activities. Well, why else would I say it?
Hey, you can't make this up, Holmes.
And it's like, yeah, I think football's a great sport. You only say that because you play the sport. I was like, you only say that because you're getting paid.
Well, it's something I love and it's my job.
Yeah, it's like, I don't get paid to tell you about why I love it. I get paid to play. Like, what am I going to do? Convince you to come play for the sport? No, like, you do what you want. But yeah, I think that everyone should do one outdoor activity and then find like a community and then do it with them. Cause now I'm looking for like a biker and running community. Cause I don't know how many are in Jackson, but I'm pretty sure it's got to at least be one, especially near the beach. I'm pretty sure they're all over there. But, I think that there's a great thing about being in cause it's like when you're in a good group, you miss, like, you're late for 2 minutes and people are texting you. Hey, you okay?
Yeah,
where you at?
Yep.
And it's like, oh no, I'm like right down the street. I'm coming right now. It's like, oh, okay, cool. We were worried about you. It's like, I was 2 minutes late. Like, what? It's like, I'm right now. Like, I'm coming. Or like, you miss a day and you're sick and it's like, hey, so-and-so sick. Like, let's, everyone just take some time out of the day just to text them or whatever, or just go in the Facebook group and then just, send a message or something like that. And it's like, dang. And so, Chance, the rapper, said in one of his songs, he said, how did he say it? I want to look it up because it was a really good quote. I was like, dang. But basically it went like, I don't want anyone there at my wedding who's not going to be there for my marriage. And I was like, that makes sense. And I was like, okay, yeah, I like that.
That's what's up.
So wait here. I think this is it. Yep. Found it. It says, end a quote. I don't want nobody to be at my wedding that won't be there for my marriage. They can see that ish on Facebook. I was like, dang. Yeah. But I think some people know that they should check up on their folks more and they don't. And then there's people that don't get checked up on enough and then they just sit and then all that stuff starts happening. Because when you sit, especially if you sit in the same spot, like I now do not like sitting and working in my room because I do so much in that room and I'm just literally collecting different energy. And I'm just like I can feel it when I'm working. I'm like, I don't want to be here no more. Like, I just want to move out. And so like when I'm listening to things, like that's why I'll be playing Destiny and listening to audio from podcasts. Cause I'm like, I'm not sitting in my room and doing this. Like, I need to be somewhere else. I need to edit somewhere else. I need to like look over footage somewhere else. I cannot be in the same place that I rest, like, and do all this other stuff in my room. It's not good because you're just going to sit there. And when you don't check up on your friends, stuff like that happens. You just don't know that. Now, granted, I don't really talk that much about my life, but I will give some insight. I just won't complain. So, be careful of people because people will give you insides of their life and they won't complain. And then other people will complain, but give you no insights to their life. And it's like, I learned nothing about you. There's people that know a lot about me and know nothing about me.
Nothing at the same time.
And it's like, how do we know so much about you, but we know nothing about you? I don't know. I just don't like to complain. I don't know. It's easier to give insights as to what's going on in my life because if you can help out with that, then I don't need to complain. But if the only thing you're asking for is like what's going wrong in your life, I don't want to tell you about that because I'm going through it. Like, yeah, there's a lot of good going on in my life, but those are also secret projects. I don't want to bring them to light if they're not even ready yet. So there's a lot more to talk about rather than my successes and my failures, like things that I've already gone through, things like my favorite movies, my favorite activities. Hey, I biked today. Let's talk about that. Hey, you do boxing. Let's talk about that. Like, how's training going? Like, hey, you do this, you do that. There's so many more things rather than success and failures to talk about. So it's like weird. It's like, how are you? I'm like, I'm doing good. And they're like, oh, okay, what's new? There's a lot of new things. I don't want to talk about them though, because they're not finished. Let's talk about things that have already happened, things that are on the middle ground, things that I actually bring up. Like I could bring up 3 different activities. And if we don't talk about them, I'm like, do you really care? Or are you just wanting to talk? So like my friend and I, we talk about biblical stuff like a lot. Like we play 8-ball and we talk about biblical stuff back and forth. We'll go through like 50 games before we just stop. And that's like a day. But we talk about that so much, and we talk about like just different things that we see in life, and we're able to converse amongst that. And we're able to also gather information about ourselves, and I can check up on him in the middle of that conversation without it making it the frontier of everything that we're doing. So we have that little bonding moment, and then we're doing that, and it doesn't feel like a chore. And then some other people, it's like, not that it feels like a chore for some people, but other people it does, where I'll have to ask them like, hey, how are you? Yes. Because some people
specifically.
Yes. And so some people are just going through a lot. And I know it's like, it's more convenient for me to ask them how they're doing rather than just try to force it out of them. But some people just don't want to talk about how they're doing, and that's fine. But it's still nice to check up on your friends to let them know that you care. Because if they don't think you care, they're not going to talk to you. Like it's just you're basically just going to be talking to a wall. So that's how I feel about it.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you seem like you have some solid people, some solid rules of this is how we conduct this conversation with this person, and this is how I conduct myself with this person, because I know that they are not going to XYZ, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at my age, I have we'll use T as an example. It's 100% love. Do I get to see him? Heck no. We both raising our kids. We both busy. We both see each other at work. We both be passing sometimes. But if it's something popping off, he'll give me a call. I give him a call. He need to do something. I got you, Holmes. I say that to say whatever you're doing in your circle, whatever those people are, for a reason, a season, a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever their standing is, that's what their standing is going to be. Some people, just like I say, you think it's going to be in your life for a reason, and then they there for a lifetime.
Yeah, you're like,
or somebody that was supposed to be there for a season, there for another lifetime, but then you find out the reason, and then they're gone.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay.
They there for a season, you think they there for a lifetime, and then that was the reason when it came back around, like, oh man, that took a while. If I would have, listen or adhere to something, or that's just how long the lesson took.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to this age, I guarantee, and then it ain't much I know and don't know at the same time, you'll have the people that you want there.
Yeah.
It will be like picking up right where you left off. Anytime, for any reason, it's tensions and whatever is going to happen is going to happen. But when you get to here, those people like Ra, I'm always happy to see Ra. Always. He always happy to see me. That's one of my day one people, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fortunate to have him as my barber and everybody, you know, being able to see his successes and everything that going with that, because people that I thought was gonna be in my camp are not anymore. So absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
You know, just but circles, you gotta check up on them as much as possible.
Yeah.
And at this stage, when you get here, it's much easier to do because nobody is holding any type grudges, animosities like that.
Yeah.
Resentment. If you are and you at this stage, then you're a fake ass friend. And I hope that God just lets you slide right out the side door. Our natural progression will have me go this way and that way. Like, I know for a fact, I don't get to talk to Bijan that much anymore like I used to, but man, I know whenever I get to Tampa, whenever I get anywhere around, whenever I do anything with him, whenever I be able to talk to him for however long I talk to him in the text, it's always the same. That's always going to be my people.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that aspect because that's not hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's so organic and natural and effortless. And I want that to be your experiences. But you have to go through some shit before you get there, no doubt.
Yeah.
But just like I said, those trying times will make your friendship, your relationship, your bond way stronger, way tighter than 10 things good that could have happened, in my opinion. Because anything that was, because those good times, it give you the back and the foundation, the extra cushion, so to speak, to go through those trying ass times. Because if something that was supposed to break only bent, then it was strong to begin with. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to break it and then mend it back together. It never broke. It just got bruised.
Yes.
So, you know, and bruise meaning, you know, you'll be able to sit back and come back and be able to talk about it. Broke for a minute is like, y'all ain't talking years because that situation broke y'all. After a break, it might get mended stronger. That's some say, but man, sometimes it broke and it never is right.
That's it.
You got to limp for the rest of y'all life, and you don't want that.
Nah.
So, if you're able to just like those good times are used for things, but if you get into a situation where y'all trust each other and y'all in a safe space where you could talk about anything and it won't break the relationship, and y'all can come back, because sometimes you can agree to disagree, and sometimes the relationship can be severed. But if you're able to talk about it and step away and sever it, you know, good and completely, like one fail, it's a clean cut. Mm-hmm. It's clean. It's not messy. You know what I mean? It's not messy, and you see how people, messy is messy, period. Nobody want to go through messy, but everybody go through some messy stuff. Like, wow. That's no good for anybody.
It never is.
No, see, so but I believe communication is definitely key. As I get older, I think if you're able to speak to somebody and hear them, and like I said, agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. But we have to, across the board, me, myself included, have to be able to respect what I don't like and what I can't say what I don't know, because I respect a lot of what I don't know. Yeah. But what I don't like, it's got to be a reason on the other side for it that I can't see, and I have to figure out a way to be able to respect that. Yeah. So, because Even enemies got friends. You know what I mean? Somebody loved them.
Somebody.
Yeah. So
we got friends or fans.
yeah. So
one of the two.
Man, that was a good one.
Yeah, it was.
That was a good one.
That was a nice.
Yeah, that was a good run in.
Yes.
That was
to start season 2.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Guests, we got to start getting some guests. This would have been a perfect. I would like a part 2 of this and get somebody and anyone, any of my friends or any of your friends to see if they can answer that question.
Yeah, I think that would be a great thing to just do like a whole bunch of call-ins and be like, hey, you got like 5 to 10 minutes, just talk. Let's see what your answer about this is. Or, like 2 to 5 minutes or whatever. And it's hey, what is, and then it's like, oh, this is what I think. It's like, okay. And then this is what I think. It's like, okay. And then like, this is what I'm like, all right, the verdict's in, guys. Yeah, I think it would be cool to do like a call-in segment of that.
Definitely. We got to put that out because I say if we can get it for next Sunday.
Yeah, because I was about to say
next Sunday. I'll be in because I'll be in between the day mid for the rest of 2019, 2020. This is my schedule.
Tight.
So yeah, I do this and then I could be able to eat and take it down to 8:30. So I could leave at 9:30.
Tight.
So heck yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I wanted to do was just make another thing, but just introducing season 2 and then letting everyone know. By the time you see this, everything will be uploaded from season 1, and so season 2 consistency, it's key. But yeah, this has been great. It's been a great episode. Thank you guys as always for tuning in and watching. Yes. And you have been watching and listening to the Breakers of Bread podcast. Of course, we are your great hosts.
Detavius and the Black.
Yes, and Jonathan Wilkins.
We'll see y'all later.